Okay, so I'm going to be demonstrating two of the three antecedent manipulations listed in my FBA, and I'll talk about the third. So the first one is the class card. The class card is, when a teacher would use it, would probably be a piece of colored construction paper with all four corners magnetized. So she could just pick up the card and put it on the board. There'll be three of these cards in the FBA that I did, one for quiet time, one for lecture, and one for work cycle. So when the teacher first comes in for her day, she decides how she's going to start the day. And in her case, she'd pick up whichever card that was, place it up on the board. So as the kids come in, they would know where they were starting. In previous days, they've gone over what each one of the cards means, what the behavioral expectations around each of the cards is, and it's in plain view of everybody. Everyone can see the card. For my FBA, lecturing meant the class is quiet. If a student wants to raise his hand, the teacher must call on him, and the student can respond in voice the whole class can hear. But otherwise, the class is quiet, focused up front on the presentation or the lecture, or whatever's going on. Teachers lecturing, okay class, we're going to be taking a quiz now, so that means that we're going to switch over to quiet time. So she would take down her one card, and she would put up a quiet time card. Quiet time indicates that there is no talking, and that if they need to talk to the teacher, they will raise their hand. The teacher will go out to them, get close to them, and they will have a conversation at a volume that's appropriate for the distance between them. Last would be work cycle. So, sure, why not black? So, okay kids, we're going to work on the project. You guys can get in your groups. Work cycle indicates more talking. I think each one of these also indicates a little bit of relaxation of the rules. So what is the limit to the amount of talking? There's a big difference in amount of talking that is allowed before it's addressed by the teacher, if it's a test, so during quiet time, or if it's during lecture. This is one step up. Talking is expected between the kids. If they raise their hand, the teacher will go to them, but the rules are much looser. They should still be on task. This is not free time, but the work time is expected to be a little bit more boisterous. When it's transition time for end of class, lunch, gym, whatever it is, going between classes, all cards are off, indicating that we're in transition time. Okay, the second antecedent manipulation is the personal card. As described in the FBA, the personal card would be laminated with a green and a red side. Green side indicating on-task behavior, red side indicating off-task behavior. And more than that, it indicates the behavior as observed by whoever's flipping the card. So by the teacher in most cases. When the student starts out with the the card on green, because we start out with points and they're slowly taken away. I guess I flipped that. Anyway, the kid's on task. So teacher is moving about the room. She sees the kid on task. She can go up to him and say, "Oh, you're doing really good. Do you have any questions?" Yeah. Keeps moving. On class, talking, maybe lecturing. She sees that he's off task. She flips the card and keeps going. She doesn't stay. She doesn't reprimand. Doesn't do any of that. It's not a punish. The card itself, the flip and the color are not punishers or reinforcers. They're setting events. They're just the antecedents indicating what the teacher is observing. One of the augments I made to this was I said that it should be laminated. And the reason I thought this was so that the kid at his desk could have this card, and as the teacher comes around, she'll have a timer that's on, for the initial program will be on a VI4. The timer goes off, she sees he's on task, she comes over with a Sharpie and marks on his card that he's on task. I think that increases immediacy. I think that will also increase intensity just because it's right in front of him. And so, as he's looking at this card, you know, ooh, I'm 1 in, ooh, I'm 2, like, it's right there, he's got the count, and it will just help to reinforce. Because these markings are actually a token economy. When she marks, it should be considered a reinforcer. So we should treat location and immediacy the same way we would treat any reinforcer. If he's off task, so she's walking around, she sees that he's off task, she flips it. In the program, we say 20 seconds before she can flip it back to green. So she'd then go around the class, look around, maybe check back. Oh, you're on task, really good. Do you have any questions? Keep going. What that does is it makes sure that he can't just sit with his watch waiting for exactly, 3 minutes and 49 seconds and then work for the last 10 seconds for her to flip it and hit the points. That's the point of the VI. It's also the point of that delay. That can be adjusted as need be. The last antecedent manipulation is going to be choice of reinforcer. An MSWO was completed, and he'll have a cabinet that he can go to and pull out those reinforcers. So he'll go back, pull one out. There will be a space for him to interact with it. Then when those 4 minutes are up, he puts it back and he goes to his desk. In the new procedure, class card is still up, card on table is still up. The change is the reinforcer. So during the MSWO, it was observed that the individual really liked what are called fidget toys. There's small toys that are in the hands, there's spinners, there's cubes with different stimuli on them. He liked it, but he wasn't interacting with it for a long duration. And he asked if he could bring it back to his desk. This solves multiple problems. In the way that it was set up, VI 4 minute meant that if he was on task every single interval, and he never escaped, so he never put his head down and was off task, he would meet his 80% goal. Now, of course, the schedule can be thinned as needed, but allowing him to sit at his desk with something that's mildly reinforcing, not distracting, and is possibly introducing a new skill. So instead of escaping, taking 10 seconds with a fidget, I think may have better application. But we'll see. We'll check the data and see if it's working out. Okay, thanks.